Welcome back to the fourth episode of KuCoin's Crypto Crash course. In this episode, I'll be teaching anyone how to do research into a promising altcoin in only 10 minutes. So after this, I don't want to hear any more excuses that you don't have enough time to do research. If you can wait 10 minutes for your Starbucks barista to make your Venti Caramel Ribbon Crunch Frappuccino, you can definitely take 10 minutes to do some quick research. I'm just saying. In the last episode, we showed you a bunch of powerful tools that you can use when you're researching a coin or a token. We'll actually be using some of the tools we talked about in the last episode, so if you haven't already watched it, for your convenience, we're going to put a link for you right here in the top right. Go ahead and give it a watch and then come back here. Just remember that nothing in this video is financial advice. This video is meant for educational and entertainment purposes only. You should always do your own research before making any financial investment. And if you are ready for that, there will be a link in the description for 20% off trading fees when you trade using KuCoin. And don't forget to subscribe to the KuCoin YouTube channel to never miss another episode. If you look down below, you'll notice that we did put some timestamps for your convenience, but I do recommend watching the entire video so you don't miss our step-by-step walkthrough. And with all that out of the way, how about we just get right into it? Now, I'm sure I know what a lot of you are thinking. Don't you need a lot of time to thoroughly examine a project before you can make an informed decision? Well, that's true. Deep dives, by definition, are going to give you a lot more information and help you make a better decision. That's why our next episode is going to show you how to do a deep dive. So stay tuned for that. The purpose of doing quick research is just to make sure it's not a scam and has potential to grow. You can think of it like a hiring manager making a short list. They may get 100 applicants applying for a position, and while they might not have time to thoroughly research all candidates, there are techniques that they can use to narrow down the ones that are best suited for the job. Doing quick research into an altcoin is quite similar. The reason why you should be doing your own research is because relying on the opinion of someone online is a surefire way to get you wrecked. The internet is filled with scammers and fake gurus who claim that they have it all figured out. Some of these people even charge money for their insight, which is a huge red flag. Just ask yourself, if they really have the infinite money glitch, why are they asking you for money? So if you're a small investor and can't afford a financial advisor, then learning how to do your own research is the best alternative. When looking for something, you kind of have to know what you're trying to find. The easiest way to do this is by making a goal. So for the purposes of today's video, our goal is going to be finding a promising project. To demonstrate this, I'll be showing you a step-by-step guide on how to find a project and research it. We'll be using some tools that you already know like Messari and CoinMarketCap to first find the promising project. Then we're going to use a Token Sniffer tool that's going to confirm if the project is a honeypot or a scam. If it passes these tests, then we're going to look into its socials and check out its litepaper. So if you're ready, how about we head over to Messari first? All right, so here we are on Messari, and what I like to do is head over to the data tab and go to the assets screener. Here you're going to see what's been performing, how the market's looking. If you've watched the other episode, you should know what this is all about. We're going to head over to customize, and I want to select something that's been performing pretty well in the bear market. And the gaming sector has been doing pretty well. So down here at the sector, what we can do is just go ahead and type in the sector we want to check out. In our case, it's gaming. And then all you have to do is close the tab and we'll see what's been going on. All right, so here are the projects in the gaming sector. Some have been up over the past 24 hours, some down. But let's go ahead and sort this by the market cap. And number one is the Sandbox. All right, so let's say we wanted to investigate the Sandbox. So here we have the chart for the last 24 hours of the Sandbox. And let's say that we want to learn more about it. So what's our next step? So what we're going to do next is head over to CoinMarketCap. Before we head there, I'm going to go ahead and copy this contract ID. You want to make sure you copy it because I'll show you why. If we head over to CoinMarketCap, you're going to see that if we type in Sandbox, you might see that there's a lot of other projects that are either using sand in the title or box. They might try to confuse you. So if you want to make sure you got the right one, always copy the contract ID and then just paste it there and you should be able to find what you're looking for. Oh, and it looks like we're in luck because CoinMarketCap has a learn and earn opportunity for the Sandbox. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right. Well, unfortunately, it looks like the campaign has ended, which means you're not going to get any of the earning opportunities, but you still can learn about it. It looks like they have a lot of videos that you can watch that's going to teach you about it. But since we're doing quick research, we don't have the time to do that. but if you are interested, the content is here and available whenever you want. So back at the main page, we can get a lot of useful information of the coin up here at the top, from the community to the contract ID and more. If you scroll down, you'll find the price chart. You can sort it by the day, the 7-day, the 3-month, whatever you want. Sometimes it might take a second to load, but it should pop up. Now let's go down a little bit more, and you'll actually find one reason why I prefer CoinMarketCap to CoinGecko, and that's because a lot of the projects actually have some information about it. So if you click on read more, it'll actually tell you about like mid-sized to large market cap projects. So here we can learn about what the sandbox is. We can learn some important things like the founders of the sandbox and what makes the sandbox unique. So there's quite a few things you can learn about here. It'll only take you a few minutes, and it's definitely worth reading up about if you're curious. Okay, so what's next? Well, next up, we want to make sure that this project isn't a scam or a rug pull, and the best way to do that is heading over to a Token Sniffer. There are many tools like it, but a Token Sniffer is a site or application that investigates coins and tokens to find rug pulls, hacks, and malicious contracts. Speaking about contracts, let's head back over to CoinMarketCap and make sure that we got the right contract ID. You can find that up here in the top left. Go ahead and just copy that, and we'll bring that over to the Token Sniffer site. All we have to do on this site is paste the contract ID up here in the top right. It might take a second, but it should come up what we're looking for. All right, and there we go. Go ahead and click on it, and let's check out its score. Wow, okay, 50 out of 100. Not too impressive, but the score doesn't really tell you everything, so before you freak out, let's investigate what that actually means. Well, first up, it looks like the most important thing is answered here. This token is sellable, which means that it's not a honeypot. I'll tell you a secret. If you check out an explorer of a coin or a token and you only see buys coming in, chances are the buyers can't sell, which means that it's a honeypot. And thankfully, that's not the case here. Moving down, we have some of the contract analytics. It's all verified. The ownership, that's all good. And we get to the holder analysis and we get our first red flag. So although the creator wallet does contain less than 5%, there are token holders that have more than 5% of the circulating supply. Now that doesn't automatically mean it's a scam or something's wrong, but it does mean that there are users who hold this coin that have a large percentage of the total supply, and if they were to suddenly sell, well, that could crash the price. In the next video, I'll show you how to do a deeper dive to understand more of these analytics. Moving on, it looks like the liquidity does have enough to perform swaps, which is good. And it had enough liquidity at the beginning, but, oh, there's a big but. It says that at least 95% of the liquidity has not been burned or is not locked for the last 30 days. That sounds scary, and it can be, especially for smaller projects since they have to put up liquidity to even get started. But for larger or mid-sized projects, they don't need to have liquidity locked, so it's not necessarily a red flag, but it's something to keep on your radar. And finally, it looks like the creator wallet does contain less than 5% of liquidity, so that's good. So what did we learn? All this was really good information, and it does ensure that it's not a scam or a honeypot, but that doesn't mean there aren't any risks. Since it did pass the sniff test, let's go ahead and check out its socials. So let's head back over to CoinMarketCap and let's check out the socials. To do that, all we have to do is look at the community tab right here, and it looks like we have either Medium or Twitter. We can skip Medium because honestly, anyone can publish on Medium, so that's not always the best and most reliable data. Let's check out their Twitter. Okay, wow, they actually have 1 million followers, which is a lot for a crypto project. But I mean, followers aren't everything. We want to really make sure that this is an active project. People are invested, they're communicating, and of course, they're giving some updates on it. So let's have a brief overview. Yeah, it looks like the content is pretty recent. It looks like they're getting quite a few retweets, some likes. So let's see if the people are actually making some comments. So what you want to do next is actually check out some of the comments, make sure that they are organic and authentic, because that's pretty important. Yeah, just checking out a couple of the comments here. It seems pretty organic, it seems pretty legit, so far, so good. You can use the same technique to check out a coin or token's Telegram channel or Discord channel. Just make sure you're looking out for the engagement. So the last thing we're going to do for doing our quick research is checking out the main website to see what they're all about. I recommend heading back over to CoinMarketCap so that we can make sure that we click on the official website. You'll see it linked at the top left. So let's go ahead and click on that, and there we go. And right away, I can tell that they've put some work into this. A lot of times you'll see that lower end projects, they have very cookie cutter, copy paste websites. They don't put a lot of effort into it, but this one actually seems to put a little effort. And it seems like they're updating their community, which is nice. They have the recent news. We're going to scroll down. And okay, yeah, we have some of the partnerships right here. Notably, wow, they got Snoop Dogg on board and Adidas, which is pretty big. And oh, Atari. I'm sure a lot of you retro fans are going to be thrilled about that. But we're going to scroll down even further where we're going to get to the real important information, and you'll almost always find it at the bottom. And there we go. So down here, we can find out more about their white paper, an FAQ, and unfortunately, we can't see who the team members are. Now, a lot of times, shadier projects aren't going to list the team members on the main site, but more reputable projects have no fear of doing that. So that's a little bit concerning, a little disappointing to be honest, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a no-go. But one thing I did notice, they actually have a one-pager. And if you don't know, a one-pager is also known as a light paper. Since we are doing quick research, we're not going to have time to go through the white paper, but I think we do have time to go through the one-pager or light paper, whatever you prefer to call it. Just keep in mind, when you are doing your own research, not every project is going to have a one-pager or a light paper. And a light paper is basically a teaser of the white paper. If white papers were movies, then light papers would be the trailers. If you want to know more key differences between the two, then all you got to do is pause the video now. Before you check out a light paper, you want to make sure that it answers some of the most important questions like, what is the project? What is its use case? Or what issues are they trying to solve? What is their ecosystem like? How are the tokens allocated? Who are the team members and partnerships? Is there a roadmap? Okay, let's see if it answers all of our questions. Let's go ahead and click on it. Okay, so looking over the light paper, we can find out that the sandbox is a virtual world where players can build, own, and monetize their gaming experiences. Pretty cool. It's on the Ethereum blockchain. They're using their utility token called Sand. If we scroll a little down, we see some of the highlights, and ooh, we have some of the investors here. And wow, we have Square Enix and Binance, which is pretty big. Moving on, we see the Sand token and how it fits into their ecosystem with governance, staking, and more. Up here, we have their smart contract audit, which is nice, but make sure you verify it. I mean, anyone could put anything, so definitely check to make sure it's legit. Some press releases, nice. Okay, it looks like they're trying to enter the metaverse, interesting. And they're showing you how to play, create, earn, and more about the ecosystem. Oh, and it looks like they do tell us about their team members. It wasn't on their main website, but they did put it in their light paper, which is nice. And you definitely want to learn how to verify that they really are on the team. I'll show you how to do that in the deep dive. But moving along, looks like we finally get down to their partnerships. We have some of the ones we saw earlier and a few different ones. And most importantly, I think, is looking at the token allocation. We're going to really go deep in the token allocation in the next deep dive video, but at a glance, this is very helpful information. Overall, not a bad light paper. I would have liked to see a roadmap, but I'm still pretty pleased. You know it's a good light paper if it whets your appetite to check out the white paper next. Speaking about next, what's next for us? Well, I hate to be a tease, but we're going to save that for the next episode when I show you how to do a deep dive. But don't be too sad, because the information you learned today should be very helpful whenever you need to do some quick research. And before we go, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this video. Did you find it useful? Are there any other ways to research a project that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. If you're ready to start trading, a referral link is in the description for 20% off trading fees when you use KuCoin. If you like this video, show us by smashing that like button and checking out some of these other awesome KuCoin videos. Make sure you subscribe to the KuCoin YouTube channel to get more great crypto content like this. I'll be seeing you soon. This has been a KuCoin video.